Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Tonight, we're on to Week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Vikings offense getting set to go fresh off a victory in Week 1. And they are led by this man in his 5th season at wide receiver. And you wonder, what can he do for an encore, Charles, after the numbers that he put up a week ago?
That's a great question, because not only was he the talk of the NFL, he's talking the entire football world. You have little kids out there begging their parents for his jersey, wanting to be him, and put up those kind of numbers in the backyard. Now, look, I don't think he'll approach what he did last week. But 6 for over 100 yards, I think that's well within reach.
The numbers for him from a week ago, and you figure that he'll probably be a big factor in this one as well.
No question about it, partner. We just saw right there they want to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First carry now for Alexander Madison. A beautiful fake. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Vikings at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 44 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries in the ballgame. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Cousins now. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you 1st downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up 1st downs.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. To throw, Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they...
So here are the Vikings to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on first down. Throwing, Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. He had the start to a season a week ago that everybody wants to have. NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Can he do it a second time?
He can. He absolutely positively can because of his skill set. When people adjust to him, he has a great ability to adjust himself and make them continue to chase him throughout the game.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up?
Oh, a poor throw there, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. That throw broken up by the linebacker, Nakobe Dean.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Cousins now on second down. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than... It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Cousins. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. To the air again, it's Cousins. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Cousins. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be second down. Cousins. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Now Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. All square, 14 apiece. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Vikings strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And some strong running. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They work now on 2nd and 9. Throwing here, Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Cousins. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So with 13 on the clock, it's time for an onside kick. And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no time. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for Minnesota, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis.
I will not live in apology.